But what about your siblings? How did you guys manage being, there's 11 of you?
Well,
I think
well,
from several marriages?
there's okay. I have 10 siblings altogether, but that's between 6 marriages. 3 marriages on my father's side, 3 marriages on my mother's side, and I just happen to be the one that has no full-blood siblings. Everybody else, some of them do, but for all intents and purposes, it's my father was not only a great producer, but he was a great reproducer. Right?
Yeah.
Right?
Oh my God. So tell us one thing we don't know about Barry Gordy.
One thing you don't know about Barry Gordy. Okay. You don't know that Barry Gordy is responsible for our first black president.
Really?
Okay.
Really? How's that?
Okay, here's how I figure it. Okay, we're talking 6 degrees of separation.
Okay.
Okay, so the 6 degrees of separation is Barry Gordy develops this guy by the name of Michael Jackson, right? Mm-hmm. And then Barry Gordy does this movie called The Wiz, where he hires this guy Quincy Jones to do the music. Right. Michael Jackson and Quincy Jones hook up. Right? And then they decide that they're going to do a record together, and that record becomes the biggest record in the world, Thriller. Okay? So now they have Thriller, and Quincy Jones is now seen by this guy who's this great producer by the name of Steven Spielberg. And Steven Spielberg says, hey, Quincy, I want you to produce this black movie with me called The Color Purple. So Quincy's producing the movie, but when Quincy is in Chicago, he sees this woman on this daytime TV show by the name of Oprah Winfrey, and he decides that he's going to put her in this movie. So he puts her in this movie, and through that popularity, she takes her television show national, and she decides that she's going to back a candidate by the name of Barack Obama. Right? Wow. And there we go. There we go. The 6 degrees.
I love it.
My father put the president in office.
I love it. I'll run with that.
That's right.
That's great.
That's
right.
Great. Right? But realistically, Motown history is different because of the advent of Motown. Prior to Motown, blacks and whites, they were segregated and they were separated. And through, the music with Diana Ross singing all of these songs, and these little white girls could say, wait a minute, she sounds like me, right? And it was classy and it was nice. Everybody kind of gravitated, and the separation started coming together. And through the civil rights movement, and through the war, and through all of this, we started coming together as a people. And so, because of all of that, the United States actually started spreading the love around the world. And now, it really became something special. So I think that Motown was very instrumental in kind of pulling that together. And then after Motown, then of course you have Russell Simmons and Puffy, and now Dr. Dre just does $1 billion deal. Yeah. Those things could not have happened without Motown. And by the way, we were the #1 black-owned company in America, and it's told to me that at one point my father was responsible for more black millionaires than anybody else in the world. And so
I love that time period, and listening to Soul Train and dancing, trying to get my groove on.
That's right. No, it was great. And Dick Clark, and then the movies that we were doing, and the television specials. It was like, for black people, it was very important, because now they had something to look up to. They had something to aspire to be. And so I'm so proud that in my legacy, or my lineage, comes from that. I'm really proud. Really proud.
You should be. You should be. So where are you going today? Who are you today? What are you doing? How can people find you?
Okay, well, one
Yeah.
more quick story. A lot of people have said, oh, you know, Barry Gordy, he was a shark. He took people's publishing. He did this and he did that. No, see, here's the deal. He was a publisher. His people were writers, right? And so yes, he's like, okay, listen, if you're gonna sign with Motown, we're going to control the publishing because my job is to get your stuff out into the public. My job is to sell your stuff and to make you big. That's what I do. I'm not stealing your publishing. I'm taking the resources that I have available to me to get you onto the top of the charts. And a lot of people will say, yes, but he took 100% of the publishing. And I would say, well, you know, James, I think it's James Washington came to me and he was like, I'm not going to do the deal with you guys because you take 100% of the publishing and you guys rip everybody off. And I was like, wait a minute. No, we make you famous. Because if Rick James, Lionel Richie, Stevie Wonder, Michael Jackson, if all of those people felt that way, you would have never heard of them, right? And now they have the ability to do whatever they want to do. So
Yes.
what I do right now, I'm an intellectual property manager and I focus on copyright recapture. And what I've been doing is for those artists that did give their stuff away, now what we do is we go and we get it back for them or we get them paid for it,
Oh,
okay?
that's great.
So, for instance, Smokey Robinson is one of my clients. We did, I'm working with some of Marvin Gaye's people right now. We did Rick James' estate. We're doing Ashford and Simpson. We're doing all of these things. Whitfield, heard it through the grapevine and Ain't Too Proud to Beg and Papa Was a Rolling Stone. You know, these people are now either getting paid or they're getting their copyrights back. So I feel like Robin Hood. I feel like Robin Hood. I'm Robin Hood.
Yes,
with my clients, and they love me for that. And I almost feel like that's a level of poetic justice, and I feel like I was kind of put on earth to do that. I don't know what my calling was, but now I feel like, my gosh, I'm able to help the people that help make my family a legacy. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Kerry.
It's great to be here. Soul Blazing with Lisa.
Thank you so much, Kerry.